What's this little light on the table for? Sorry, go.
That's the galaxy light.
That's a galaxy light from the Eras tour.
The one on the roof.
I forgot.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
All right, here we go. Welcome, everybody, to Bad Potato Salad, the show where Mike and I judge, help, accost, verbally assault, mentally abuse people on the internet, and we're joined as always. If you're new to the show, we do thank you. If you are just joining us for the first time, please make sure you rate, review, subscribe. Podcast is available everywhere podcasts are available, and it's blown up all over the internet. Everybody seems to love it. So, people love to call people assholes. So basically what happens here at this story is our wives read us 2 headlines that they find on Reddit. Mike and I figure out which one will be the funniest to react to, and then we react to those stories. And then when we're not doing this, we're in places like Coshocton, Ohio.
Yes, we are.
How was that?
You guys missed a big weekend.
We
there.
did miss a big weekend. Was it fun?
It was fun. Coshocton was an interesting town. You didn't get to spend a lot of time there because Derrick drove from Maryland. I had 2 nights in Coshocton, but we did the show together Saturday. Would have been fun with the whole group, I think, because it was kind of an interesting town. Yeah. The crowd was super fun. Very rowdy. Very, very rowdy audiences both nights. But yeah.
I'm shocked too that they were able to sell that many tickets because there's so many things to do in Coshocton.
Yeah.
That how do you get everybody together for one thing when there's so many things going on? Yeah. And there was I don't even know if I want to say this, but this one lady was like, "Hey guys, please don't make fun of me." And Mike and I we're not going to do that. Yeah. Just don't give us a reason to. And then I think all she did was give us a reason to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever seen one audience member talk as much as she did during it. And not to people around her, to you.
Us.
She thought she was helping. She thought she was part of the show?
100%.
Okay.
We're taking her on the road from here on.
Yeah. And if you're looking for all of our tour dates, you can find those on our website, dkcomedy.com or miketraverscomedy.com. We have all of our tour dates. We got some great shows coming up. We have a casino coming up in March. We have some Pennsylvania shows in April, and then we have some New York, Ohio shows coming up in May. So come check them all out. We'd love to see you on the road. Now, let's kick off the podcast. Ladies, what's our first 2 stories?
Okay. Gentlemen, I've got 2 options for us. Number 1, am I the asshole for forcing my son to sell the car that he's inheriting?
Okay.
Or
interesting.
Am I the asshole for digging in my heels about sex in a prenup?
Well, I am very well versed in inheritance law, and so no. I'd say that obviously the digging in.
Yeah. I mean,
let's go with the sex prenup.
Yeah. Okay. As much as we do love resale value on cars,
we do,
and people and family members dying so that you get those cars, we're gonna want to hear about the sex nup.
Sex nup.
All right, the sex nup. That's such a hashtag sex nup.
Hashtag sex nup.
Like a punk band.
Do you have the time to listen to me?
Ladies and gentlemen, the sex nup.
It's just a Green Day cover for no reason.
Yeah, for no reason.
No one's expecting it.
Not at all.
I wish I would have had a sex nup.
We should have a sex nup.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that. All right.
Like in The Office where Dwight Schrute, they have a sex contract. All right, I'm in.
They should have called it a sex nup.
They should have called it a sex nup.
All right. Am I the asshole for digging in my heels about sex in a prenup? I honestly can't believe I'm asking this, but my boyfriend has gotten so mad that I'm feeling a little crazy now. Shouldn't she have called him the fiance? Anyway, both 34. He had a terrible marriage before me that ended in a dead bedroom, and he's determined to never go back to that life again. Understood. I think that sucked for him to experience.
Or didn't suck.
There was actually no sucking.
It didn't suck at all.
Yeah.
There was 0 sucking. So now he wants a prenup and literally wrote into the prenup that we will have sex X amount of times a week.
Oh, it doesn't say?
Or else I get absolutely nothing in the divorce. I had already agreed to a 50-50 prenup of marital assets, and we keep what we came into the marriage with. But now that's not enough for him. He wants me to prove that I won't stop having sex with him in the future. Wow. And I tell him I can't prove the future, and putting something in writing doesn't prove that. But now he says that I must have a guilty conscience if I won't sign these terms, because if I'm so certain that it won't happen, then what's the problem? But to me, it makes me feel like a sex slave and not a loved wife or partner. So am I the asshole?
I love the idea of like being like at dinner and just being like, hey, what do you say we go in that room and make some contractually obligated sex?
Nothing turns me on like documents.
Yeah. What do you say we nail that contract tonight?
Yeah. She's got a punch card. Like, the next one's a free blowjob.
Yeah, it's like a scoreboard on the wall.
She definitely has to put it in her calendar.
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
contractually obligated for X times a week. Like,
Or it'd be great if like December's coming and she's like 38 behind. Like she's let it run and it's like, oh boy, we're gonna end this year with a lot of it.
It's gonna be a white Christmas.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a real white Christmas.
Let it snow, let it snow.
That's one of the. That's a weird one because honestly, like it's twofold here, right? The thing is like, as a man, like you want to, you hear horror stories.
As a man.
As a man.
I'm only speaking for the gender I am. As a man, you hear horror stories about like guys getting into marriages and they're like, oh, you know the number one thing that kills a woman's sex drive, fucking wedding cake or whatever, old guys say, you know what I mean? Like I played golf with a lot of old guys. That's what they say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he doesn't want that to happen. But at the same time, a lot of times it happens because you don't try in your marriage. You don't try to seduce your wife or like to make them feel like a loved one. So, how is this phrased? She's asking if.
I mean,
she doesn't want to sign the.
She doesn't want to sign the prenup because she doesn't want to be obligated to doing it. And I don't think she's saying this like, oh, I'm definitely going to divorce him someday,
Or I'm not going to have sex with him.
or I'm not going to have sex with him. But it's like
degrading.
Like if hypothetically I was contractually obligated to have sex with Mike 3 times a week, I would be like mad about it.
Like he would be tired.
You'd be mad because you'd won 5.
Obviously. But just the idea of it being something that you're not like, you just get excited and want to have sex. Like instead of that being like, oh no, it's on the calendar. It's almost midnight on Saturday. We got to do it now.
What if he only gets excited if it's contractually obligated sex?
That's a kink.
Yeah, that's his thing.
Yeah, no kink shaming.
Yeah.
No kink shaming. Then that doesn't need to be in the prenup.
Yeah.
That needs to be a
I get his worry if he went through it already. He's had a relationship like that, but yeah, that's not her fault. That wasn't her in that relationship. Yeah, you
can't bring
just
that
gotta
into
hope it
marriage.
works out. Yeah, you can't.
But
So wait, the wording is
Am I the asshole for digging in my heels about sex in a prenup?
I say not the asshole.
I say not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Yeah, I mean clearly not the
As
asshole.
a man, here.
No, I'm just saying like as a man, not the asshole. I enjoy sex. I've chosen to only have it with you. I would like it to not stop.
Oh, agreed for sure. And there's definitely.
I like you looked at me when you said
I know.
that.
No, I was talking man to man over here. Mike and I only have sex in Coshocton, Ohio.
Yeah, shit happened in Coshocton.
How was that hotel room without us, guys?
Yeah, he didn't
Sweaty.
say. It was-
Oh, sweaty. Okay, so she's not the asshole.
She's not the asshole, but I get his worry, especially because he's already gone through it.
For sure.
Like Mike said.
Don't
Putting
have
it in a
kids.
prenup's a little
Don't
harsh.
have kids.
We could talk about all of those reasons. Okay, are we ready for 2 more?
Yes.
Ready.
Man, these are so good. Okay. Am I the asshole for not paying the whole cost of a vacation that I was invited to go on? Or am I the asshole because I returned my coffee to the coffee stand and demanded my money back?
It sounds so boring, but I just know there's going to be something really messed up with the coffee story that I kind of want to hear it.
I'm not a big coffee drinker,
they're
but
both
I'm
good.
let's do the coffee.
I want
Okay.
to hear about this
Coffee.
Coffee.
This is good. Oh, absolutely. This is very
my.
interesting.
And they want to know if they're the asshole. I'll wait for you to read the headline
Yeah.
again.
Go ahead, Alana. Read the
Okay.
headline.
I returned my coffee.
The headline.
The headline. You got to read
Yeah.
the headline.
I know,
Am
but
I
just
the
say
asshole?
it. Say
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
not on that
Am
one.
I the asshole? I returned my coffee to the coffee stand and demanded my money back.
All right.
Okay.
Coffees are expensive nowadays.
Yeah.
Especially when you add like oat milk,
Yeah.
a shot of whatever.
Shit's not cheap.
Certain things.
I went to my usual coffee stand today and ordered my usual drink. It's not important what that drink is, other than to know that I always order my coffee at 130 degrees Fahrenheit.
You can order it by temperature.
Yeah. Well, you can get sued at McDonald's for sure by temperature.
I
didn't know you could order it by temperature, though.
didn't know you could either. I mean, I know I've heard people say like extra hot. I've never heard anybody say a
Specific
specific temp.
Yeah.
Which, in case you are unaware, is warm at best.
Oh, okay. So she wanted it colder.
Really?
How?
I don't know. That sounds hot to me.
It sounds very hot.
It sounds very hot. A hot tub's like 103, and that's hard to...
Yeah.
I mean, I drink a lot of hot tub water, and that's hot.
I was gonna make a really terrible
Burns
joke.
my
I'm glad I
esophagus.
didn't.
Oh.
I'm glad I didn't, but I will tell you guys after the podcast. Go
Okay, so
ahead.
she's saying 130 degrees is
130.
warm.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Okay.
find that hard to believe.
Wait,
Right.
is this a girl or a
I
guy?
just assumed it was, and now I'm
Yeah.
being sexist.
I assumed a guy.
Guys are too lazy to take it back in.
Yeah,
good point.
that's also fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Guys will get into a marriage without a sex prenup.
Hey, all
Sex
willy-nilly.
We're not turning it. Yeah, go ahead.
As I drove up, the barista was handing the woman at the window on the other side of the stand her drink. The barista then came to my window and took my order. Most of the baristas at this stand are friendly, but this girl literally said, "What do you want?" So I ordered, and she made my drink, all the while talking to the woman at the other window and not engaging with me at all. Whatever, except it doesn't take much time to get a drink up to 130 degrees Fahrenheit.
It does when you're going like this.
Yeah, it really is dependent on
The method.
the tools that are available.
Yeah. She steamed the milk for longer than I was expecting, and there was a steam coming up as she put the lid on.
Seems hot.
That bitch.
Who doesn't want their coffee hot?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's too hot, and then you can't drink it for a while, and then by the
Yeah.
time you're ready to drink it, you're like, I'm already at work.
Starbucks
I'm
is-
already.
When you
Don't
said
need that.
130 degrees, I thought that was
I
going to
would
be the
think-
problem.
I
It
was
was
like
too hot.
scalding.
Yeah. And that they were mad it wasn't hot enough. But
As she was handing the drink to me, I said, "It's 130 degrees, right?" She confirmed that it was. I paid and tipped her, but full disclosure, I usually tip $5 a visit. But I was extremely put off by her not speaking to me the whole entire time, so I only tipped $1 and drove off while taking a sip. It was much hotter than 130 degrees.
Okay.
I drove around the block, gave her the coffee back, and asked her to refund my card because it was much hotter than I had asked for. Wow. She then gave me attitude and said that she had watched the thermometer while she was steaming the milk. I didn't argue with her, but I watched her while she was making my drink. She was engrossed in conversation with the other customer and did not even glance at my drink. I then drove to the competing coffee stand and ordered a new drink.
That'll teach her.
wait, I want to hear how this ends. Did she no. What was the temperature there? Have you ever ordered a coffee by temperature?
Me?
No.
Yeah, has anybody ever?
No.
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 I really
just
never heard
found
that.
out you could do that.
Yeah, I've never even heard that before.
There's an edit.
Oh.
So yes, am I the asshole, or she? Am I the asshole for returning the drink and asking for a refund? Edit. Ordering your coffee at a drinkable temperature is not entitled nor rude, much like ordering a steak medium rare is not entitled nor rude.
I mean, that kind of makes sense to me.
Kind of does.
To hear it like that.
Yeah, I think she
I'm sure they hear it all the time, like the
Yeah.
for
baristas.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure she obviously, like we keep saying she.
Yeah,
That
they.
person was
See, I think
obviously
they,
very upset
obviously.
about not being like the way they were treated. Like keeps coming back to they were
That's a good
talking to
point.
someone else. They were looking at the other window. They were like it seems they couldn't wait for there to be a problem.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
And also, when like you're dealing with somebody who makes coffee for a living,
Yeah.
chances are, one, it's like a job fresh out of college, you're just paying to get through college, or like is a second job, right? So you're not making a ton of money being a barista. And when that person came up to you and just was like, this is 130 degrees, right? You're like, fucking sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be
Why not?
131.
Yeah.
Why not? You know,
Yeah.
and then just handed it off, and then by the time they got back, like, yeah, worst case scenario, you bring it back, we refund your money. They sound like they're a problem. They sound
Yeah.
like the kind of problems like they're let me speak to your manager all day for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said, edit it again. For the people that don't know, and it seems like most of you people don't
Oh,
know.
she's catching some flack.
You
See, I think it's a
people.
guy. It's a guy. When you ask for a coffee at a certain temperature, nobody expects it to be at that exact temperature. I don't
you
have
did.
a thermometer in my truck.
Oh.
I just think it's a guy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I know girls can have trucks to check the temperature. I just drank it and it burnt my mouth. When I asked for coffee at 130, I am literally asking for it to not be too hot, just like someone who orders her coffee at 190 degrees doesn't expect it to be that hot. She just wants it as hot as they will serve it.
To be fair.
This is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dramatic.
To be fair, I feel like you ever get into a shower and it's like really hot outside. So if you turn the temperature like normally where you'd have it, but it's really hot outside, the water feels hotter. And then when it's cold, like you don't have, or the water feels cooler, I guess. But then when it's cold, like you don't have to turn it up as hot because the water feels hotter because the air temperature around you. Maybe it was a cold day.
That's
And
a good
like you
point.
could have thrown off his balance. Maybe your tongue's just a little bitch that day.
Yeah.
You should have figured it the fuck out.
Everyone's saying you're the asshole. Like, let it cool. Don't flip out.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if it-
just order it not
could've
that
waited
hot.
5
Just say,
minutes.
hey,
Yeah.
I want this one warm. There
Or-
you Yeah.
They fucking make iced coffee, dude.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, just this
Get it
is
cold.
I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna, and I'll edit it out if you guys think it'll get me in trouble. But I'm pretty sure this dude's French. All right, I'm just gonna say it. It just sounds French. He sounds not American.
Yeah, it just seems it just seems like when you're asking, like you said, these aren't jobs that people are usually
Right.
thrilled to be at, and then you come up there asking for something of that, although it's not French because they would have asked for Celsius.
Right.
It took me a while to
Know where you're at,
Yeah.
man. Know where you're at.
I wish I
rewind
knew
that.
It wasn't Kelvin.
Yeah.
You think he's the asshole?
I think so. I think he was the asshole just the way he ordered it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well,
I think
I just
also,
think it's obnoxious.
it's just not
I
that
think
big of a
I think
deal.
they're the asshole for the way that they were just approaching the fact they were looking for a problem.
Yeah.
Found a problem and then went with that. So yeah, I'm gonna say asshole.
I am going to say asshole too. It's not an extremely high priced item.
Right.
And if it was too hot, it's going to cool down to
Also
130
fair.
at some point. So
Also, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't
it's-
like not hot
if
enough
it
would
was
be a
too
bigger
cold,
problem. Yeah,
you might have
that's
more
fair.
of a problem. You might have more of a thing. There.
I also I'm very curious to taste a 130 degree temperature drink right
Next
now. and
week
to
on
see-
Bad Potato Salad.
Yeah.
Mike said, I'm very curious to taste 130 degree temperature drink like right now. And I was like, you think we have a fucking thermometer? Dude? Like, we have.
Should have figured.
Well, someone said in the comments
figured.
that at Starbucks you can order warm. Like, I guess
Yeah.
that would be warm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then steamed hot would be how they normally do it, and then extra hot.
Okay. That's what they
I'm
meant
kind of
by
intrigued
extra
about
hot.
the warm, though.
Oh.
Yeah. White vanilla
Yeah.
bean frappuccino extra hot. Mike's like, they know my
yeah,
nickname.
I
This
felt-
is awesome. Felt
I
seen.
know my
Man, I
nickname.
felt good all day for nothing.
Yeah.
Okay,
4 assholes there.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
All 4. Are you ready for 2 more?
Yes.
There's no way 130 degrees is not hot.
It sounds
Sounds like it's warm.
boiling to
Yeah,
me.
it sounds like,
Like
it.
it
Well, no, it
sounds-
sounds like it's
Well,
warm.
But boiling
it-
is like 212
I
degrees.
mean, a hot tub's 103. That's the only thing I can, because that's the only time I know the
maybe
temperature.
our mouths are more able to
It
take
must be,
hot
yeah.
than our skin.
Our
Or
skin
maybe
is so weak.
Their mouth is burned to a crisp from always drinking hot coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe.
don't know.
Okay, we got 2 more.
I'll put my hot tub to 130.
When did you get a hot
fry.
tub?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
Ahem. Am I the asshole? My wife thinks I cheated because I took a client out for late night drinks.
Uh-oh.
Cheater.
Or
Don't like that.
am I the asshole for telling my sister it's her fault she has nowhere to stay and I won't take her in?
Ooh.
I kind of
So
want to
it's
hear the
cheater.
first one.
I think if I can sway you,
We can be swayed.
I think the sister one maybe is
All right.
a little
Yeah.
more interesting.
Yeah, they were both generic enough.
They're both generic, but interest. They both will spark a debate.
Okay.
Let me say that.
Bring it. Bring that debate to us.
Ready for it? Am I the asshole for telling my sister it's her fault? She has nowhere to stay, and I won't take her in.
Is this one of those stories that you and Mike wrote again? It is about Jesus and Mary.
No, but that would be really funny.
So sorry,
We'll save
there's-
that for Easter.
Oh, that was, yeah, it
That'll be
fun.
Resurrection
one?
Week.
Yeah, I'm not falling for an Easter bunny one.
I bet the fuck you do.
Alana,
Wait, the Easter Bunny's married?
who gives birth to eggs?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I am 24 and I have a sister who I will call Melissa, 37 female, who is a huge fan of Taylor Swift.
Oh boy.
We have had an okay relationship most of our lives, but nothing too close due to our age differences. Recently, she's been fighting with her husband, Josh, 35 male, about how she spends money carelessly. Her spending has been an issue throughout their marriage. Melissa does not work, and Josh makes about $200,000 a year.
Okay, Josh.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Is Josh single? If
Yeah.
they break up,
Give
tell
Josh my
Tell me
number.
more
I
about
mean-
Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all came to a head about a week ago when Josh discovered $30,000 missing from their savings account. According to his brother, Josh snooped on Melissa's transaction history and discovered that during a supposed trip to see Melissa's friend for a week, she was going to drive down a state and stay with her. Melissa had withdrawn $30,000 from savings account and spent it on a week in Brazil to see Taylor
Oh
Swift and party by herself.
No way.
She spent every penny of that $30K and came back like nothing happened.
Duh, the balls on her.
Wow.
To do
Yeah,
that.
that's wrong. But
So
how
this was
fun.
back in November. It was just discovered by Josh last week. They had a massive fight, and eventually the police were called, and Melissa had to go stay in a hotel. Now, the money that she had in her personal account is almost gone, and she showed up outside my house begging to be let in. This is how I heard most of the story, except for how Josh found out. I told her, tough shit. She needs to figure this out by herself, and I'm not going to support her due to her past spending issues at home. My parents called me and said I was being an asshole for not housing my sister in her time of need. So, am I the asshole?
Why aren't the parents taking her in
Wait,
then?
edit about that. The parents are very poor, live in a one-bedroom house in a different state, and most likely couldn't really take her in. They would if they could, but they're not in the place to do that.
That's amazing. It's amazing
Wow.
that those two things are in the same story. Her parents are poor, don't have anything,
And she
spent $30,000 to
$30,000
go
Yeah,
to
you
Brazil.
would think
Taylor
because if you
Swift.
don't
Yeah.
grow up with anything, you're kind of usually a little bit more careful. But it's also
Yeah.
could be the same thing. It's where like when you're super sheltered and then you go to college, you're like, I'm a big whore. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like like that. So like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like everybody got real quiet here, and I was the only person that noticed that about people in college. No,
No. You're right. You're absolutely right. But it's interesting. I mean, she's 37.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's too old. You know
That's
better.
too old to take all the money out of
Yeah.
your savings account.
But-
So believe me, I would.
Yeah, I was going to say, how
But I would tell you.
I would go with
We would
Alana.
we would have a full conversation about that.
it would be a letter, Dear Derrick.
Kendall and I are on a plane right now.
If you're reading this
Yeah.
already in international, you can touch
Yeah.
me. Also, though, what's even wilder is that she went to Brazil. She lied about where she was at too, right?
out of the
But,
country,
yeah,
yeah.
And
but
Brazil's-
Brazil's like the sketchiest like country. Like two people died outside of that concert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now imagine that one of those is her. Thankfully it wasn't, but like imagine one of those was her and
Yeah.
she gets murdered outside of a Brazil concert, you know, and
Sneeze.
$30K.
If she had gotten murdered outside of the concert in Brazil, that husband would have been very confused by
As to
that
how
phone
she-
call from the
He
Brazil.
thought she was in
Yeah.
North Carolina.
No, that's not my wife. But, man, that's a shame. But no, she's in North Carolina.
No, she's at a bachelorette party
Yeah.
having a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
time.
Can you check her pockets real quick? Make sure there's not $27,000. Because also, weren't Taylor Swift tickets super cheap down there? So like, what was she doing with that?
How do you
spend that much? Yeah.
30,000. I mean, she was gone for a week. Maybe she had lots of blow.
Maybe she bought a house.
Maybe she
in
did.
Brazil. Definitely not the asshole. Let your sister learn a lesson because clearly she's not going to learn if you just let her get away with anything.
No.
So
She
that's-
might. You know what though? She might have went down there, went to both shows, and bought 2 sweaters. I mean, that puts you at 30
You
right
mean
there.
sweaters
Yeah.
in Brazil. You know how
Cardigans.
hot it is in Brazil.
No, these ones.
Yeah, this
He
card.
just
Yeah.
means specifically.
I just mean price
Yeah.
wise.
That's a cool 30K
Yeah.
right here between me and Alana.
You
Yeah.
guys talking about your boob jobs?
Yeah, 30K, man.
Exactly.
How sweet would that be, though? Are you jealous of the trip?
Yeah, I don't think I would have chosen Brazil just because.
No.
Yeah, I don't think
Can
I.
be a
Unless
little
I
iffy.
was like on Taylor Swift's private jet with guards.
I would do like
gonna cost more
Miami
than
this
30.
October.
Yeah. So if you tell me you're taking a trip in October, I should check the bank account.
So
Is that what
remember
you're
how we
saying?
talked about how we made up some fake stories to tell you guys something?
Yeah.
Alana and I are going to Brazil.
But okay, so
Check.
she's. I mean, do you guys think she's the asshole?
Oh yes.
Of course.
No,
Wait, no, the guy.
The sister. The
Oh,
sister.
he's a
No,
guy. It's a
that-
guy. He's a male.
Oh.
Oh
No. It's written from the sister. She's saying, am I the asshole for not letting my sister stay with me?
Yeah, he's a boy. He's 24 male.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
He is not the asshole. No,
No.
he is
I
not the
say-
asshole.
No, yeah, I would have stayed out of that.
I say he's the asshole.
Yeah,
You got to let her stay
I know.
for a
as I
little
said
bit
that.
of time to get back on her feet. Not saying she deserves it. Not saying, that she made some bad choices, obviously, but he wasn't married to her. It wasn't his 30 grand.
Yeah.
The sister's in need.
That's
She's
a good
37.
point. I've let my sister stay over for worse.
Yeah, I mean, they can, I again, not unlimited amount of time, but if she needs a month or two to get on her feet, that's reasonable.
That's a
Yeah,
long
because the
time.
title
month
was,
is a long time.
That
"Am
is a
I
long
the asshole
time.
for telling her it's her fault? She has nowhere to stay, and I won't take her in."
Yes.
It's not your fault for telling her. You're not the asshole for telling her it's her fault, but I guess you kind of have to. You can't let her You can't let her live on the street. just
Honestly,
for-
though, like I feel like if you say no, she's gonna go back home, and then that's her best chance of working it out.
possibly. But what if you won't take her?
I mean, she's still legally allowed to be in that house because that's her house.
I wonder if she still has some of the money.
I mean, imagine you seeing Taylor Swift in Brazil for a week. Do you think you'd come back with any money
All
if you
the
thought you were going to get away with it? If
Probably
you thought
not.
you were going to get away with it, what do you think she was down there making
Champagne.
financial advice, like
so
trades
much
and stuff?
champagne. I'd fly first class for sure.
Oh yeah.
That's
I'm
where all my
sure
money
she
would
did.
go. Would be on the plane ticket.
She did, for sure.
All right,
For sure.
I take it back. I do not think that he is the asshole.
Wow, Mike is like a politician. He can make
I know.
he can flop
He
you
did
like
just
right
sway
now.
me.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know. I'm on a fence, I guess.
no, listen. She's not the asshole. She made her decisions and he made his decisions, and that is what it is.
Okay.
But I mean, I get it. I understand
Family's
that.
family, though. You got to.
Maybe it'd be better
Family's
if I was
gonna
closer
make.
with my
People are
sister.
gonna make mistakes. You can't just turn your back on them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
True.
Well, she's probably got some good
Are we
stories from
split
Brazil.
2 and 2?
I don't know. I'm on the fence about a little
Oh, we've been
It's fine.
persuaded.
It's fine.
It's like Judge Judy in
It's
here.
fine. Dun, 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 dun,
bit.
dun,
I don't know,
dun.
but then again, she's a grown adult, like 37 years
37
old. She
years
should
old.
have known better.
The fact that she doesn't work is her choice. Because her husband makes good money. Like
Yeah.
maybe just go get a job.
She took advantage
Well, yeah,
of
that's
him.
but that's what I'm saying. She needs a reset.
She needs to reset.
This is
She
like
had a $30,000 reset.
for sure. That was the
good
mistake,
reset.
and now
Maybe
she's
she
gonna have to
needed
find
it.
a job.
Maybe that
She's
was
gonna
the
have
best
to.
week of her life. Maybe
Yeah.
she was like, you know what?
It's always the darkest before the dawn, baby. You know what I'm
Right?
saying? This is
And maybe I mean, for all we know, Josh has season tickets to the, the Oak. Where they live? Did it say? To the Pittsburgh Steelers and drops $25,000 on sports tickets.
There we
every
go.
year. Or he
but the
or he wants
difference
to go to
is
the
the
Super
difference
Bowl,
is she knows about that.
or does she?
Well,
'Cause
he
Josh
doesn't
is
say-
a controlling prick. We've learned nothing else
Yeah,
from this.
fuck Josh.
What? She can't go to Brazil and have a little fun?
yeah.
I'll be honest. If I made $200,000 a year and you wanted to go, I would try to make that happen.
Babe?
We don't-
Right, she
no,
should
no,
have said
We
something.
don't even know if he might have made that happen if she'd have just told him
It's true. She
She
smuggled
didn't
it.
tell
It's the
him
reason she didn't tell him.
Oh,
because she thought she was gonna get away with it.
Yeah.
yeah.
If it wasn't
Or-
for these meddling kids.
And the Harlem Globetrotters.
What the hell are they doing here? Yeah.
Oh,
I actually
my
was
goodness.
driving to the first show on Friday in Ohio, and remember that back road?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that for once I got off, and somebody had a
Mystery.
mystery machine.
Like Zoing Scoops.
Yeah.
Oh.
Painted just like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just it might have been them.
We
I
should
don't
travel
even
on
know.
that.
We
Yeah.
should.
All right. You guys ready for 2 more?
Yes.
Okay.
Time for probably 2 more.
Tay Tay.
Okay. Would I be the asshole for suing my husband's mistress? Am I the asshole for telling my husband he can't come to bed?
Oh, jeez.
I feel like you gotta do the
These are
first one.
these are very man-centric questions. These are who hurt you guys this week?
Wait, what was it again? Going to if my husband.
Okay, would I be the asshole for suing my husband's mistress? Or am I the asshole for telling my husband that he can't come to bed?
Let's do the can't come to bed.
All right.
Okay. Lana, here you
You feel like you already know what this is.
Yeah.
Gonna be. I get-
Man,
It's very interesting.
long. Okay.
Well, there's like a long edit, but I forget what it
yeah,
says.
there's a lot going on here.
Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he cannot come to bed? So I, 27 female, and my husband, 28 male, have been having this argument for 4 years, and I'm literally tired of it. So in the past few years, I've been easily woken up by sounds, and typically when I'm woken up, I am awake for hours. My dad is like this, so it's not a surprise that as I get older, it would catch up with me. I work for a school district, so I wake up very early to go to work, and even earlier if I plan to go to the gym. I also go to bed at a reasonable hour to make sure that I am getting enough sleep.
Does it say the reasonable hour?
No.
Now,
Judgment call.
now on to the problem. My husband is basically a 17-year-old boy when it comes to sleeping. He plays video games or watches TV until 11 or 12 at night, and honestly, half the time he's fallen asleep in front of the couch. And then he wakes up, lets our dogs out, and comes to bed. He refuses to have a bedtime or any sort of sleep.
Hold on.
Well, that's a problem right there. Yeah.
Refuses to-
He refuses to have a
A
bedtime.
bedtime.
Do you know how hard it is to get a 28-year-old man to
Yeah.
take a nap?
I would, right away, I would ground him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you need to teach him a lesson.
Probably too much chocolate after dinner. Probably what it is. You know how cranky we get.
He refuses to have a bedtime or any sort of sleep schedule for no reason other than I shouldn't have to.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to. You're a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
How old did it say he was?
28.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I honestly don't believe this mindset is working for him since he falls asleep sitting up watching TV all of the time. That's me at like 6 o'clock at night, though. He needs 20 alarms set just to wake up. Whenever I wake up, he'll just complain about how I wasn't always so sensitive about noise, and it's ridiculous that I wake up so easily now. Honestly, it's frustrating because it's kind of common sense that I would happily stay asleep if I could. I came up with a rule about a year ago that if he fell asleep on the couch or was playing games past 10:30, he would stay out on the couch to avoid waking me up and an argument, and it worked for a while. Now he doesn't want to do it anymore, and he thinks this is more of a me issue than an issue with him. Also to mention, yes, I have tried earplugs. I have tiny ears like
Wasn't expecting that.
You know how I
Yeah.
get
She
with
has
my
so
tiny
much-
I
ears.
have very great hearing and very tiny ears.
She's like a bat.
Yeah, just
She's
think
like
if
a
she had
bat.
bigger ears.
I have
hear
tiny,
anything.
I have very tiny ears like a child, and honestly, they just don't stay in my ears. Plus, I toss and turn all night.
It's adorable.
I'm literally over having this fight with him. I think it's disrespectful that I ask for something so simple as coming to bed by a certain time. So am I the asshole? Update. She has so much to say. I guess.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. I guess I will start by addressing some things. Number one, my husband is not abusive.
We got that out of the way.
And also,
Jeez.
still doesn't
Yeah.
have a bedtime. He refuses to have a bedtime, no matter how much I beat him.
He's just a really bad boy.
All couples have that one fight, and this is our fight. And
so
yes,
funny.
he has a job. He has always been a night owl, and in no way is he addicted to video games or anything like that. He just prefers to be up later than I would. Number two, I was not trying to be a baby about the earplugs. I was just trying to say I have tried foam and wax ones in the past, and they haven't worked the best.
I
Number
have
three,
baby ears.
I was not trying to tell my husband what to do. The 10:30 bedtime was agreed upon previously. I understand that I am not his mother. Now, about the other night, my husband did apologize for being an ass. His words, not mine. He said he was rude, and he understands that it is hard for me to fall back asleep.
He's probably just tired. She doesn't have a bedtime. He doesn't know when to go to sleep. Doesn't have anybody telling him when he should go to bed. The prison rules, you know?
Yeah, don't give up on him
Prison
now.
rules.
Yeah.
He also bought me some books and coffee as an apology upon reading all of the
Coffee's a good idea. That way she can stay up
She can
later.
snap later.
Yeah.
Should have got her some earrings. to accentuate those baby ears. I
Tiny
want to
ears.
see her ears so,
So
bad.
do I.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
pay by the size? Do you pay by the ear size? How do ears?
Where was I? Okay, I see it. Upon reading all of the comments and us having a conversation about this, I bought the loop earplugs, and I'm going to see if these will work out for a while.
Okay.
I do not want to use them long term.
It's not a new what are those things that go in an IUD?
An IUD.
Yeah, it's not an IUD. I don't want to get addicted to these.
To this.
But I am going to use them while he adjusts to some sort of proper sleep schedule.
What?
Part of my annoyance also came from a concern. Like I said previously, he would just fall asleep sitting down, and he's so tired he sets multiple alarms. He doesn't want to have separate bedrooms. I have suggested that in the past.
No.
Already talking about separate bedrooms in your
Yeah.
20s.
So since he's not
Wow.
open to that, he understands he needs to make changes to accommodate.
Wow. He's
So-
a better man than me.
Yeah, so I'll be honest, like I stay up later than Alana for
Yeah.
sure most
Yeah, I
nights.
usually go to
And-
bed
And she
around
goes to
9.
bed, and then her rule is always,
Oh, I don't have a roll. Don't say a roll.
I mean, no, your suggestion.
Your ass.
Your suggestion
I know what you're-
is always give me an hour before you come upstairs.
Yeah.
That way I can get into a deep
fair.
sleep
Yeah.
and it's
I
easier
like-
for me to fall
Yeah,
back
I
asleep.
always say
It's a
I'm going to
reasonable
bed,
compromise.
Good night.
Yeah.
I was
Totally.
like, give me a good hour so I can get.
I
get
don't
a
like
good
that.
night's
I
sleep.
wasn't
not,
saying
like,
that in a negative way.
mean, yeah.
Nope, not at all.
Because she's like, because I
'Cause
refuse
I
to
wake
have a
up to
bedtime.
everything.
No, that's not a negative
yeah.
way. That's a
No.
good
Right.
Compromise.
for
like
them
a
to
head
hear.
start for me
Right.
to get
Yeah.
some good sleep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to have a bedtime. So she has tiny ears.
Yes, tiny ears.
Also, you married him. You knew he was like this your whole life.
Yeah.
You knew this was not going to change. You know, so to say that you're not the asshole is not necessarily the truth. I mean, like again, I don't think anybody's the asshole here because you guys seem
Yeah.
like you're working together to compromise
Mm-hmm.
it. So I'm gonna say neither of them the asshole. What I am gonna say is you should probably try smoking pot because that'll
Yeah.
put you in a really good sleep, right? Or CBD or
Yes.
melatonin,
Magnesium.
I can give you several things. You got to use like melatonin, like you said.
Yeah.
You can use a sleep mask, even
Yeah.
if you can't use
She
the.
won't be able to have the things on her ear.
Well, here's the thing.
Won't be able to hold
I've-
the
It's
mask.
like a sleep towel.
I have
Sleep
started-
headband.
Keeps falling.
I started putting a pillow over my head recently.
Oh.
No, that was Mike.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
No,
You know how long it takes?
Just over because I'm a side sleeper, so my nose and my mouth are out, and I can breathe. Everything's fine.
It's all Mike needs.
Yeah. Say less, babe. Say less.
But I'm a pretty sensitive sleeper too.
You are.
Yeah.
And if the TV is on and there's light, it bothers me. So I use a sleep mask sometimes. And I haven't used earplugs in a long time. I use them on like a plane or something
Yeah.
trying to sleep.
Yeah,
but
you are a tricky one to sleep. Yeah. We have a rule in our house. Like if I get up, I get up like I'm in like I'm robbing the place. I try not to make a sound. But if Kendall's up,
everyone's up.
That's the way we do it.
That's how he is. Yeah.
But I'm also the heaviest sleeper. Like I'm
my
not
God.
joking you. Like
Oh,
I
same, yeah.
sleep so heavy. Like
I'm
there
not.
Yeah, I'm the
no, I'm the
opposite.
Yeah,
heaviest sleeper.
you wouldn't want me in your foxhole. You're like, when did all these Germans get here? I didn't hear anything last night.
I will wake up hearing the dog, like, because we've got two small dogs,
That's
and one of
true,
them
you
is
do.
15, and he'll just like randomly in the middle of the night start gagging like he's gonna throw up, or he'll run down the stairs like he has to go to the bathroom, and I will just fly out of bed.
But,
Like
yeah,
it
that's
is
how I am.
my
Yeah.
job, and like run and do something. Mike will be like, "What happened?"
Yeah. You're a light sleeper.
Yeah. And lately, one of our cats, Bite, has been waking up in the middle of the night and switching from like the bed to his kitty cat bed on the floor. And I wake up to him
Just
purring, and
yeah.
he makes like little kitty cat biscuits with his paws, and he purrs
Wait,
for
who
like
Derrick does or the cat does?
Bite.
Mike, you know I don't have a
Derek's
bedtime.
making biscuits, and
But
then-
his purring
cat paw.
wakes me up. Like that's how light of a sleeper I am.
Oh, that's funny.
So
Everything.
I will say again, I don't think either of them are the asshole because I feel like they
No.
are working on this.
I'm
So-
saying she's the asshole because I can't get over the bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Her
set a
even saying that
bedtime.
is just so
he
disrespectful
needs a
It's a
bedtime.
control-
to an
But-
adult. The same if he had said it to her, nobody should be told when they can go to bed.
Yeah, but fact
Yeah.
of the matter is love, and he was like, "Look, I get that you have a job. I respect you and your
Yeah.
Yeah.
your ability to like be functional throughout the day. So I will figure it out with you. I feel like that's a good husband right there.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you guys?
I still think she's the asshole
I think
for the
she's a little
bedtime.
bit of an asshole.
She's
Yeah.
yeah.
For the start.
a lot.
But the
She's a
edits
lot.
gave her, like, redeemed her a little bit, but
Yeah, because I don't think she approached it like you're saying. You're right.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing that, but I don't think she did that. I think she was like, gave ultimatums at every chance.
like, she wants him to do what exactly what she's
No,
doing.
Right.
She wants him to go to bed.
She's given
at
an
a certain
ultimatum
time.
at
She
every
wants him
turn,
to
right.
Do
Sure.
whatever.
And if
because
that's the
that makes
case,
her comfortable.
if that's the case, then she is the asshole because she can't control somebody else's life just because they
Yeah,
got it.
and he seems willing to work with her, and she just like bedtime.
I mean, I really enjoy it when we go to bed together, but I also really
sure.
enjoy when we don't go to bed together because I get to like sprawl out for a little bit.
Yeah.
And
I can just see her walking around like a warden with a whistle, just like, lights out, motherfuckers!
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up!
She goes downstairs, she pulls the plug out from the TV.
Dun, dun.
She has it
There's
on her
no
phone.
Wi-Fi.
Everything's Wi-Fi. Like
Yeah.
everything shuts down.
She's like,
Meow.
You're done.
Sorry, guys.
It's like the Squid Games where they're like, lights out in 30 minutes. Yeah. That's how I feel this marriage is going to be.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We have time for one.
Do we?
Uno Mas. Yeah,
really?
we do. Uno
Okay.
Mas, yeah.
So I'm going to double down on one. Well, yeah. Well, we didn't read it yet, but
Okay.
I'm going to give us two options, but one of them is going to be one that we had.
Okay.
Because we didn't get there yet, and there's a couple good ones on here.
I'll do a quicker one because we're probably at.
We're at 40, yeah.
We're at 40.
Okay. How about we just read this one? Would that be okay?
Is
Am I the asshole for not paying the whole cost of a vacation that I was invited to go on?
yeah.
All right.
Because I
Sounds
think it's
good.
worth reading.
All
Okay. Excuse me. Am I the asshole for not paying the whole cost of a vacation I was invited to go on? Over Christmas break, I, 17, female,
I was wondering why they didn't think they had to pay for a vacation.
Yeah.
That
was
makes sense.
invited to go on a vacation with my friend Jane, who's also 17, and her family. Overall, the trip went well. There were 5 of us total. We drove to a city about 2 hours away and stayed in an Airbnb for 5 nights. During the trip, we did participate in some activities: rock climbing, horseback riding, and a biking tour, and we also went hiking. However, the night we got back, I was surprised to see a Venmo request for $600 from Jane for my portion of the trip. I couldn't imagine that the activities were this expensive, so I asked for a cost breakdown. In response, Jane and her mom emailed me a spreadsheet of all of the costs,
Boy.
which included the trip activities, $40 each, charges for gas, $50 total.
They hit her up for gas?
Yeah.
Wait, $50 for 2 hour
I
trip?
think maybe for her, I don't know, just what it says. It says $50 total. Groceries, $60 total. My restaurant meals, $70 total. And what appears to be part of the Airbnb cost, $60 a night.
Like she got a 1/5 split. Is
Yeah.
there 5 of them? Did I make that up?
It says
Okay.
5, yeah.
5, yeah.
In all honesty, I thought charging me for groceries, gas, and the Airbnb was excessive. So I asked Jane if it'd be possible for her mom to take those costs off. My rationale was that they were going to go stay in the Airbnb and travel there
Yeah.
regardless if I came or not. I shared a bed with Jane, so it's not like I took up a significant extra space.
Yeah, what the
And
heck?
I don't have a lot of money saved up since I'm still in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her mom sounds like the kind of person that would try to give a grown man a bedtime.
That's insane.
Okay, wait. Jane's mom said that I would need to contribute and pay the full price. Here's why I might be the asshole. I decided to be petty and I only sent $500 as I couldn't justify the cost for gas and groceries. Unfortunately, this has strained my relationship with Jane and we have not hung out since. She thinks I'm the asshole for not paying the full amount and questioning her family on the cost. She said that I embarrassed her and her mom. But really, am I the asshole for not paying the full cost? And also, edit, no costs were discussed beforehand.
No, but listen though, like
No.
how I'm just trying to think like how awkward that as a someone as your friend, how awkward is that to be like, hey, like can you pay? Like just
how
send
embarrassing
my
just
mom.
send that Venmo request
Yeah.
is the most embarrassing thing ever.
You invited your children's friend on vacation and then
Right.
sent them a Venmo request for the
Right.
money after the fact?
Can you imagine, like, even like once you're out of high school, asking people for gas money,
Right.
you know, like asking,
Yeah.
let alone your friends or your kid's friend, like, hey man, you want to chip in for gas?
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
A lot of times, like when like my buddies or I were like we go on a trip or whatever, if someone drives, like we'll just buy them a meal or something. You know what I mean? Like just like, and it's never asked or it's never expected. It's always just like, hey, thanks for driving up here. Well, I got your beer today. I got your whatever the case is.
Yeah,
but like to send an itemized detail. Her mom like works for the IRS or something. Send an itemized list.
She's just a bitch.
Yeah, it could be that too.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah,
Taking our kids' girlfriends on vacation, I can't imagine being like, P.S. Here's what your cost was for the gas.
Here's gas
your
price.
side of the pillow.
Yeah.
Because you shared a bed.
Yeah.
That's the best part. Like she shared a
Well,
bed.
they're not married, so they didn't share. But yeah, they did. Of course they did.
In high school, my parents would always let me bring one friend a year.
Yeah.
Like I brought a friend up to Pittsburgh with me one year.
Could you imagine if your parents
to
asked
Hilton
for?
Head? Yeah.
Yes.
Like I always was able to bring like one friend per summer vacation or per spring break, whatever it was.
I always let Kendyll bring a friend. Like we go away on a trip, and we're not really looking for gas money.
I did bring a friend on several of our family
you have,
vacations.
yeah,
I
that's
did.
true.
Alyssa came with us a couple times.
Yeah, Alyssa used to always come on vacation.
But when I was a kid and like senior in high school, freshman in college, and my parents, then I'm the youngest of four, we all went on vacation somewhere in Ocean City. They all brought significant others. I brought 3 girlfriends with me.
Yeah.
3.
Oh, your parents made money on that trip.
Well, they that's what I'm saying. Like they got their own way down there. They drove to Ocean City themselves. My parents didn't charge them for sleeping in like the room. That's just insane. I just think it's so crazy. This poor girl.
She paid $500 too. She paid a portion of the Airbnb for a family's vacation.
And now also imagine like, I don't know where they went, but like imagine being 2 hours away from home. And paying $500 to do that. Like if I'm gonna pay that kind, like if I'm gonna spend $500, like let's go somewhere fun. Like let's go. Like 2 hours away from here would be Bedford. Like imagine spending $500 on an Airbnb in Bedford.
Yeah.
Just stay at the Omni.
I cannot even handle this. And it doesn't say like again if you don't talk about that ahead of time.
Right.
Yeah. There's no getting that.
There's no chance. I feel so bad that she paid them. We should Venmo her $500.
No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't because I didn't go on a vacation. I sure as hell didn't sleep in a bed with anybody.
She could have went to Brazil for $30,000.
Yeah.
$29,500
Yeah, right.
more.
There we go.
Yeah. For the slight upcharge.
Yeah, but just a little bit more.
I mean, you're not the asshole because again, if what you're saying is true and expenses weren't discussed prior to this, then I would have just, you know what's cheaper than $500? Losing a friend.
Oh,
and
for sure.
I would have just lost a friend over that because you're never now, even regardless, you're never gonna be the same with that person. So you might as well be $500 richer. And also, I bet her parents helped her out though.
I would love to know how mad her parents were about this.
Right, yeah.
It doesn't say though.
It doesn't say. I looked in the comments too. It's not on there. I would be livid.
Oh, I would be so pissed. I would have called.
Oh, yeah.
I would have called those parents and be like, "Come on, like what? You know, obviously pay for her restroom. We'll pay that. We'll pay the rock climbing stuff, but the gas, the Airbnb, and the groceries.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
Gas is a crazy one because they were gonna go there anyway. It's not
like
she was like,
Airbnb.
it's not like they were like, hey, like we'll go wherever you want to go. No, they were gonna go to this place anyway. So, and I'm sure she probably didn't get to make any decisions.
Right, I was just gonna say that.
Like, it wasn't like, hey, like let's go rock climbing one day, and they're like, oh, that's $160. We weren't plans, but they probably had it all planned out. She was just part of it,
or she didn't get to help pick out the Airbnb, or have her own room.
Right,
she paid 1/5,
or decide she didn't want to go.
Maybe I don't want to sleep with Jane.
Yeah, maybe I want to sleep with
I don't want to share a bed with Jane. Has a bad bedtime.
Yeah.
Jane stays up way too late and watches TV and plays video games.
I got small ears.
I have small ears.
Clearly, you're saying
not the asshole.
Not.
I feel I feel worse for her than almost every crazy story we've heard. I feel really bad for her.
Her and the other Taylor Swift girl.
Oh, I thought you.
Not the $30,000 Taylor Swift girl.
Yeah, not that one.
The other one.
Oh, the first one.
The one at the wedding.
Yeah.
All these teenagers are getting taken advantage of, man.
Reminds me of high school. And with that,
Hey everybody! If you see 3 people in the room next week, that's because Mike's on a list. And
when I was in high school. Let me be clear about that.
Yeah. And these are just jokes, but also we appreciate it. If you are watching this as of right now, please like, subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend, share it. We are blowing up. Honestly, the podcast is becoming way more successful than we could have ever imagined, and your support helps us do this and helps us get the word out there. So please tell a friend. And until then, we've been Bad Potato Salad, and you've been listening. We've been Bad Potato Salad, and you've been served. There you go. That was for Kendyll. This alternate ending was for Kendyll.